like bullets now. Sometimes they hurt. I stay high when bullets fly. Out of reach, won't be coming down. I can't wait till it's over. I can't wait till it's ends. You got a chip on your shoulder, and I don't need to pretend. Yeah, we are alright, alright. We'll spend another night tonight. I can't wait till it's over. I can't wait till it's ends. You got a chip on your shoulder, and I don't need to pretend. Yeah, we are alright, alright. We'll spend another night tonight. I just wanna get lost. It's the only thing I wanna do.
Welcome to Red Pill 66 News My Way. I'll be with you momentarily. And hello, everybody. It's Red Pill 66, and it is... What day of the week is it? It is Thirsty Thursday, and I'm here to do news my way. And I just wanted to give my condolences to Liz Chaney. Can we please have a moment of silence for Liz Chaney? Nah, forget it. I'm not going to do that. I'm so glad that she's out. So very glad that she's out. Now, I have to figure out why I can't get my chats going here. So I'm just going to let it go for a while and maybe pull up different apps and do some pop-up things later. But anyways, I do have a couple of things that I am going to go over today. One is, of course, Liz Chaney being taken out as the number 3 in leadership for the Republican Party. And Stefanik, who I really have enjoyed her tremendously. She has been very outspoken, doesn't hold back any punches, and we'll see if that changes at any point in time. But enough about her. Now I want to go and talk about Kevin McCarthy, the leader of the Republican Party in Congress. He needs to go too. Hopefully we can get some new leadership that they take him out as well. I firmly believe he was trying to take all of the heat off of himself by taking Chaney out because he backed her already. Because of the fact that he is living with a pollster who actually is a lobbyist for Google, 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 Google. Yes, he is. And I think his name was Frank Lund, if I'm not mistaken. And you've seen him quite often doing different polls, and everything is slanted and not saying that there's anything wrong about the possibility of them having a sexual relationship. Because when you look at both of them, my gaydar goes off. It goes off. And I think that's a conflict of interest. You've got a lobbyist, and there's who is lobbying for Google and other left-wing type businesses. And this would explain why there's still so much censorship out there. And that the Republicans did nothing about it when they had the power to do so. But what I'm going to go over with you right now, I don't know how many of you out there do animal rescues or have in the past received a rescue dog, a rescue cat. Yeah, well, I have myself. I've had a couple of rescues that I, have since passed on. 2 years ago, I rescued a little Chiweenie, and his name is Alfie, and he's a cute little boy. And I also have an 11-year-old golden retriever. I rescued him in a different way, and I rescued him out of a pet store. Then I actually had I'll have a new rescue coming in that my wife and I are going to pick up this Saturday. Well, it was really hard in the beginning to find rescues because for the first time in a long time, the shelters were having a hard, for the first time in a long time, having very little animals. Well, as you can guess right now, they have been a lot of people that have gone back to work, gone back to school, and what has happened? Well, I'll tell you. A lot of people are returning their dogs. And I'm going to share this article that I came across with you right now. Now, this really, really pissed me off. Shelters are reporting high rates of returning and surrendering dogs adopted during the pandemic, as well as other pets. Some animal rescuers have noted large portions of owners surrendering their dogs. They were all first-time pet owners. And oh, it makes me so mad because number one, especially the dogs and cats, it messes with them because they bond with the people that raise them. It could be very traumatic. And the other thing too is with them being a lot of times being first time adopters, maybe they don't know how to train. That you couldn't really have you couldn't go to classes. I think that was a point I was trying to get at. That you couldn't go to training classes. Maybe people didn't have the money to do it or whatever. Didn't have the patience to actually train a dog. It's like I was saying, that I think all these people that surrendered these animals because now all of a sudden they're going to be able to get back to life, they should all be fined. They should be fined. I think they're assholes. And I think I'm kind of speechless right now because I'm very upset right now about this whole situation. That people can actually just go ahead and get rid of their animals for no reason and just say F you to the animals. I don't get it. I just don't. And my brain just can't handle this right now. So right now you can probably hear my golden retriever in the background. He is just panting and panting. He is 11 years old and he's struggling, and I forgot to give him some medication. Just give him a little bit of buffering to make him feel a little better. That's all I end up doing. Just as I was starting up my stream, I had gotten a message from a friend of mine who was not really happy right now. Today I saw an article that the CDC was going to change how they were. Okay. I can't look at this text message. That how long were people saying to the Biden administration and to the CDC, what is the advantage of getting the injection? You still had to wear a mask. You still have to distance yourself, and there was nothing to get people to get the shot. So, this is funny. It is hell. I get a text message. and this is a friend of mine who's not into politics at all. But she's like, did I just hear the CDC has said if you are vaccinated, you do not have to wear a mask inside. I am effing livid if that is true. I said, it is. She wrote back, BS, it's like outing us. It's like, oh, I don't even know what she meant back. She's so mad typing. She's like, cut the shit. I said, I know it. Governor Baker hasn't said anything yet. She goes, he said he'll still make us wear it. There's ways to get around it. I know I hang around with a bunch of people that have had the jab, and they're doing all that stuff. I haven't, but they don't know that. And I honestly know the places that I go and that I frequent are not going to say, hey, do you have your card? They're just going to let the masks go. So it'll be interesting to see how that's going. And let's see, what do I want to go into next? Well, we're going to talk about the CDC. There was a poll that was done. And about the CDC, the NIH. And I'm going to go over this. It's not that long for a read. And this poll is from NPR. They're the ones who put this up. And it says, I do not trust them. I don't, says Sandra Wallace. She's 60 and owns a construction company in Arizona. To her, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention's guidance has been inconsistent. It's all over the board, she says. They say one thing 1 minute and then turn around and say another thing the next minute. Wallace was one of the respondents in a poll published Thursday by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation and the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. The survey of 1,305 people was conducted from mid-February to mid-March of this year. The foundation funds coverage of the health and healthcare on NPR. So, the trust in the public health groups. Respondents were asked in terms of recommendations made to improve health. How much do you trust the recommendations of each of the following groups? So for the CDC, they actually did get 52% of people trusting them. And then they had 25% of people that don't trust them at all. Your local health department, the numbers start to go down a little bit more. Your local health department, 44% trust, 36% don't. Your state health department, 41% trust, 36% no. The Surgeon General, 40%, 37% do not trust. National Institute of Health, 37% trustworthy, 29% not trustful at all. The FDA, this is huge. The FDA, only 37% of the respondents trust them. 38% didn't. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, 33% trusting, 37% not trusting. And then in the middle were your somewhats. Okay? So overall, the poll found that only 52% of Americans have a great deal of trust in the CDC. Other health agencies were even lower. Only 37% of Americans said they had a lot of trust in the National Institute of Health or the FDA. We're in a period of distrust of government in general, notes Robert Blendon, emeritus professor of the Harvard Chan School, who oversaw the survey. If we substitute the FBI for the CDC, it would not do a lot better. Oh, and that would be because they did not handle the pandemic very well at all. And you had one department saying one thing and another department saying another. You had the president being told one thing, and then you had the NIH saying something else. Nobody believed anybody. Nobody. I can't wait to go out without masks on. I can't wait. Woohoo! Okay, so anyway. I'm just waiting to see if my governor says anything, because I haven't seen anything at all. But I'm still looking. Okay, so I think we can kind of go along with the same lines that we were talking about. There's a particular company. Okay, now I should be able to read this without getting in trouble. Okay. Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine linked to more blood clot cases, according to the CDC. Now, is this somebody we're going to trust? Because most people don't trust them. But I'll bring this article up as well, and I just have to readjust it so that you can actually. You don't have to actually see the whole thing, but I will edit it a little bit more here so it fits the whole screen, because it doesn't make any sense. Oh, that's the wrong one. Ugh. I probably messed something else up. I hate when that happens, so that's better. I'll bring this over here. Yeah, I had to talk to myself as I'm trying to get my screen things up a little bit better. Okay, are you ready for this? Here we go. I'm enjoying this music in the background. Here we go. Okay. Johnson & Johnson. Are they going to pull this one again? The Center of... I'm just going to say the CDC. Confirmed more cases of rare blood clots tied to the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine, saying that more than 24 cases have been reported. Mr. Tom Shimabukuro said with the CDC, I don't know if I said his name right or not, with the CDC's vaccine task force, said in an update Wednesday that 28 total cases of thrombosis with thrombocytopenia were reported after the J&J vaccine was administered. Those were reported via the Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System, VAERS, which is the National Vaccine Surveillance System. Now, the one thing I keep hearing about VAERS is that only about 28% of actual reporting happens, there's a lot of doctors that don't go and report the health information or adverse reactions to vaccines to this particular site. So according to Shimbuerko, I'm just going to call him Shim because I have no idea how to say his name, said 4 of the 28 people with the condition were hospitalized, with 1 in the hospital, an intensive care unit, while 3 people died as of May 7th. The other 19 patients have since been discharged, he said. The Food and Drug Administration and the CDC on April 13th recommended states temporary halt using the J&J vaccine out of caution while they investigated. But the CDC panel later in the month voted to resume the usage of the single-shot vaccine and recommended adding a warning. Most of the cases were among women aged 18 to 49, the CDC said, with rates among women aged 30 to 39 at 12.4 cases per million, and those who were there. But I am going to have to go to an intermission here real quick, and I will be right back. guess what? I'm back. Sorry about that. I'll tell you, my golden retriever, I have major problems with him when it comes to his wanting to go out all the time. And I wanting to go out all the time. Oops, sorry. That came back there. And like I said, his panting was just, it's crazy, the amount of panting that he does. And he just saying hi in a couple of my chats there. Okie dokie. There we go. So, I'm going to go back to this story that with the CDC. I am like really sorry that I had to run like that. And of course, that was my friend who sent the text message, called me saying, this whole thing with the masks is bull crap. I can't. There's me and one other woman that is in the that's in her place of employment, and they don't have to wear. She called the manager of the place and said, this is crap. If only myself and somebody else in there have to wear masks and everybody else doesn't wear masks, that's bull. And the manager said, hey, we're a team here, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised if she doesn't send me a message in a few minutes saying, do you want to go for a drink somewhere so we can discuss this? Oy. So, anyway, that's just another reason along with here. And if this had happened, if that announcement came out today, the distrust of the CDC would have been even less. I mean, there would have been more distrust of the CDC. Let's see. One person who's frustrated by all the senior senator from Maine, Susan Collins. The mistrust is really not surprising. There have been plenty of missteps throughout the past year due to everything from political interference to incomplete information and confusing messaging. Someone said, I used to have the utmost respect for the guidance of the CDC, she told CDC Director Rochelle Walensky at the congressional hearing this week. Oh, this was Susan Collins saying it. I read it wrong. I always considered the CDC to be the gold standard. I don't anymore. Collins cited issues with the CDC's guidance on school reopening, mask wearing, and summer camps. Walensky aggressively defended her agency and its guidance point by point on summer camp guidance. For instance, Walensky described her 16-year-old son counting down the days for camp this year until she told him he couldn't go. I want our kids back in camp, she said. The camp guidance is intended to get our kids to camp and allow them to stay there. Walensky was appointed by the Democratic President Joe Biden, and Collins is a Republican, da-da-da-da-da-da. But she's right, there's mixed messaging. It's been a lot of mixed messaging. Sorry about that. You know, if you can remember from the beginning of this whole thing, 2 weeks, And then it was 4 weeks. And then it was, no, you don't have to wear a face diaper. And then 2 weeks later, oh, you should wear a face diaper. You need to wear a face diaper. They should be required everywhere. Indoors, outdoors, in your own home. Don't share food. Don't be around people outside of your immediate family. You know, I listened to that, and I think I lost my mind. I lost my mind with a lot of that stuff. I lost my mind. Everybody kind of dance along. Okay, so we're getting to the point where we're getting closer and closer to, in our state, having all the restrictions dropped. Yeah, she wants to go for a drink. I knew that was going to happen. Just finding out when, because I want to finish some of the stuff that I have today. So, like I said, they're going to be dropping a lot of the, now, okay. Let me just write back to her. Thanks, everybody, for being patient here. I'm going to change this out a little bit. Not so much about, for my next article, won't be about COVID. It won't be about the CDC or anything like that. But the point I was trying to make before I got the text message was that the governor has not made any decisions that have been really different from the CDC. So he was saying that as of August 1st, all restrictions are going to be dropped, the masks and everything. And everything could be totally reopened and da-da-da-da-da. I have a feeling after this, he's going to turn around, the mask stuff's going to go away. I really do think that. But my next article is, hold on a second. All right. Sorry, I only got a few minutes left here. So, anyway, I have my license to carry. And with having that comes a lot of responsibility. This actually makes me so mad when stuff like this happens. And I am going to play this quick video. Oh, I hit the wrong button, that's why. It wasn't working right. You know, sometimes I just struggle. You know, it's all in learning new things. But in Maine, a 2-year-old child shot their parents. And I'm just going to play this for you. And I hope that, that these parents get into a lot of trouble. So that was quick. But an instant. Oh, let me just do this. I went too far up. A New England couple was wounded Wednesday morning when their 2-year-old shot them with a handgun. The incident was reported to just before 8 a.m. on New Meadows Road in West Bath, Maine. County Sheriff Joel Merry said the child picked up the gun that was on the nightstand and shot his mother and father. The mother, 22, suffered a leg wound and the father was shot in the head, Merry said. The boy was struck in the face by the recoil of the weapon. All three were transported to Mid-Coast Hospital. The injuries are not considered life-threatening, he said. The question of how the boy was able to pick up the gun and fire the weapon is of great concern and is being investigated. This situation, while disturbing, could have been even more of a tragic ending. And that is absolutely 100% true. Because parents could have both been killed. The child could have shot himself. And one of the things that my wife and I talk about all the time is that we have no kids in the house. And if it's just us, it doesn't matter if we have something on a nightstand. But if you have children or you have somebody in your house, that gun should be locked up in a safe. That gun actually should have, if it was out like that, the ammunition should not have been in that gun. Now, Maine, I don't know what their laws are there as far as gun safety, but I'm sure whoever owns that gun is going to be in trouble for this. The next thing I want to talk about just quickly, and there's really no article on it because I won't pay for it. Opioid deaths rose 5% in Massachusetts last year. The increase wipes out five years of progress with a toll much higher among the Black and Hispanic people. And that we all knew was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. How did we know? We knew because your whole life being taken away from you, losing your job, losing your business, maybe losing your life savings, losing family members, not being able to see family members, the kids in schools. This is traumatic for them. And people went back to using, or you had new users. And it's a sad thing. It's a sad, sad thing. And I don't see it getting any better. I don't. But I am going to go and try to cheer a friend up and maybe go in somewhere without a mask. We'll talk to you soon. Peace out, everybody. Stay safe.